The rally on Saturday night in Ohio, I thought it was great. And here's something that is working for him that I don't think people talk about. It's a Saturday in April of 2022. If he runs for president, that's more than 2 years out. He's there on a night when he doesn't have to be. He doesn't need to be there, but he's there anyway. I think that goes a long way. Yeah, I do. Anyway, here's a bit.
We need 28,000 soldiers along the border, free. He looks at me like, it's free? Why would we do that? We need something called stay in Mexico. So I looked at him, I said, you don't think you're going to do this, right? And he said, we're not going to do any of them. Why would we do them? We're not going to give you 28,000 soldiers for free. I said, yes, you are. Because it's now Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And on Monday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm putting on a 25% tariff. All of the cars that you stole our industry, stole 32%. Every car that comes into the United States is going to have a tax or a tariff of 25%. He looked at me, he said, sir, it would be an honor to have 28,000 soldiers on the border. It would be an honor to have stay in frickin' Mexico. We want to have stay in Mexico.
Freaking Mexico. I like that. I liked it a lot, and it did work. Wow, did it work. What else?
You look at this crowd as far as the eye can see, but I always said, you know, I thought that the cameras were probably fixed. I thought they may be fixed so you couldn't turn them. And then one day there were a couple of troublemakers way in a back corner, and those cameras were ripped around, and that steel bent so beautifully, and they covered that back corner so. And then I realized they just don't want to talk about the crowds. They refuse to do it. They sit back there nice and smug. But you know what? We're getting the word out better than anybody's ever gotten the word out anyway.
Good for him. And it's true. It's true. Even without Twitter. And he might get it back. Wrapping up.
With the help of everyone here today and citizens all across our land, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Ohio. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Man, he nails it. He really does. So major, major, major. He also endorsed J.D. Vance on Saturday night. He should be on the show later this week. All right, that brings us to Kevin McCarthy. I have my issues with him. I think you do too. However, Elizabeth Warren took it too far this weekend. Now, Kevin McCarthy, of course, said that he was going to tell the president to resign in the aftermath of January 6th. That's the worst possible advice. He clearly was overreacting. But listen to how Liz says it.
He told me he does have some responsibility for what happened, and he needs to acknowledge that.
The only discussion I would have with him is that I think this will pass, and it would be my recommendation we should resign.
You know, he's not saying that now. What's your reaction?
Kevin McCarthy is a liar and a traitor.
Wow, traitor. Now, the way she's saying traitor to the republic, to the country. And I think, you know what the penalty is for that? Yeah, the biggest kind, the firing squad. Now, I think he's a traitor to MAGA. That just means, you know, I don't like him anymore. So Kevin McCarthy, here's something else. No, he's no traitor to the country, but he did get nervous when he shouldn't have gotten nervous. And here's the thing. I listened to that call, and all he's doing is evaluating, analyzing. He's not leading. You know, he's the GOP leader in the House. He's not leading. He's reacting. And he says that he's going to get impeached. This is a fait accompli. I'm just going to, and then that's going to happen. So I'm going to advise the president to do this. Lead. He's been there since 2006. I think he's only interested in the leadership that keeps you in power. not the leadership that gets things done. All right. Also, who remembers Rob Reiner, the meathead on All in the Family? Yeah, he was a meathead then, and he is a meathead now. He came from a famous entertainment family, and some would say a decent director himself, although the only movie I can think of was terrible, A Few Good Men. They got so much wrong in that movie. He's a totally hysterical, over-the-top Trump hater. And this is the kind of rhetoric that, well, he's not alone. There are a lot of lefties who believe this, and they portray Trump as, well, listen.
This week, Rob Reiner wrote, "Every day that goes by without Donald Trump being indicted for leading a deadly insurrection to overthrow the United States government takes us."
Well, I mean, you just look at what's going on right now. You have a man, a former president of the United States, who led and incited a deadly insurrection to overthrow the U.S. government. He now is in control of one of the parties in this country.
Relax, relax, and stop hyping it. Stop lying. The exaggerations are so much that he's actually lying, and it's bad for him. It's bad for the country. Trump isn't the danger. It's overreaction to this perceived monster they want to see. Does that make sense? I hope so.